over 7.7 billion people in the world today, between 96 and 97 million births this year alone, with a net population growth of around 56 million. That's roughly the population of England. Over 40 million deaths in 2019 so far. Public military expenditure today alone has surpassed over $2 billion. To give you some idea of how connected the world is today, in the technocratic age, internet users in the world today, more than 4.3 billion. Emails sent just today alone, more than 120 billion, and it's moving so fast, changing upwards. And Google searches, ballpark, way more than 3 billion. How much forest has the world lost this year in hectares? More than 3.5 million. That's over 8.5 million acres. Desertification this year alone, well over 8 million hectares. Undernourished people in the world, around 840 million. Obese people on the planet today, around 740 million. More than 14,000 people, roughly, have died of hunger so far today. More than 500,000 folks have died so far in 2019 from waterborne diseases. People with no access to safe drinking water, close to 860 million. Somewhere between 40 and 50 million barrels of black gold oil pumped today. Estimated 1.5 trillion barrels left. The end of oil? Rough estimate, of course, based on current rates of consumption, between 40 and 50 years before we run dry. As far as fossil fuels go, it will take considerably longer to run out of natural gas, and even longer still to run out of coal, assuming, of course, we are willing and able to take it all out of the ground. Not a good idea, though. Number of people with HIV in the world, more than 40 million, with more than 1 million deaths in this calendar year so far caused by HIV/AIDS. Number of people killed in road traffic accidents this year, not far off 1 million. Money spent on illegal drugs so far in 2019, more than $275 billion. I could go on, but I'll stop here and I'll ask, what's the effect emotionally on you, the individual, listening to these statistics? Does it fill you with a sense of dread? Perhaps a feeling of hopelessness and personal insignificance? Maybe anger and a rising sense of determination to play your part, no matter how small, in changing the world for the better? Or is it simply the case that these huge numbers, attempting to grasp them, is too much for our primate brains to handle, too much for us monkeys to truly process and comprehend?